Welcome to another episode of Trending Niches, where I've got tons of trends for you to target that I found on Amazon as well as Redbubble, and I've also got some niches that you need to avoid to keep your account safe. But before we get into this, a quick announcement. Over the next couple of weeks, I will do some free coaching sessions with a few people that are watching this video right now. And all you have to do to be eligible for these coaching sessions, I will draw people at random, is joining my free email newsletter in the description. It will be linked at the top, where I will send you, like every other week, I will send you an update about some free tools I've found, about some tips and tricks to do with print on demand. And I will draw a few random people that have signed up to the newsletter in the next week to do a coaching call with, and I'll be reaching out to you via email, so check your inbox. It'll be a video coaching call, and essentially what it'll be like is I will ask you some questions, figure out where you're at in your print on demand business, see where you might be struggling, and give you direct feedback and advice as to what to do next to sort of increase the likelihood of you getting more sales in the future. So if you're interested in that, once again, all you have to do is sign up to the newsletter to get a chance for a free coaching call with me over the next couple of weeks. And let's get into some niches that you need to avoid. So the first trending design you definitely need to avoid is this one over here. It has the phrase "try that in a small town" on it. These are posted extremely recently with extraordinarily low BSRs, 13,000 and 33,000. Definitely a super hot seller right now, but at a quick glance on Google, if we search this phrase, you quickly stumble upon this YouTube video right here by a singer called Jason Aldean. This song came out 2 weeks ago. It's called "Try That in a Small Town." So that is why those t-shirts are doing so well. This has got 21 million views already, so people are searching that on Google, on Amazon. Definitely don't sell it. There might be some shirts selling really, really well right now, but trust me, if you check back on Amazon in like a week or two, they'll all be wiped out and deleted from the platform, and the accounts associated with those shirts will probably be suspended as well. So definitely stay away from that phrase, anything related to this song. Another thing that's seeing a lot of hype right now, because it's sort of brand new, hot topic, is the Barbie movie. And I noticed a ton of designs that say Ken on it that are doing pretty well. So the top seller, 68k BSR, Ken limited edition. There's a few more right here that are selling pretty well. The word Ken may not be trademarked, it's just a harmless name in a sense, but if you're posting new designs, you know what you're doing. You're trying to get sales because of the Barbie movie. Amazon will probably be onto this and be giving out rejections for anything that is closely related to the main characters of that film, or some of the taglines, you know, the title, stuff like that, main characters. So definitely something worth staying away from, because it is extremely dangerous, especially right now that that film has just come out. Niche number one that is trending right now and going to do really well over the next few days is Jamaica, because it's Jamaica's Independence Day on the 6th of August, I believe. So you've got another week of sales, potential sales for this. A lot of patriotic people that want to wear a design representing their country for the Independence Day, and these designs are already doing really well. 71k BSR and a lot of 100k BSR shirts right here, which is many sales every single day. As we can see, there is obviously a color scheme related to the Jamaican flag. We see a lot of green and yellow, and sometimes a bit of red as well. So do try to approach the niche that way if possible. You could go down the line of selecting green or a yellow t-shirt as the only color, so you have that as the primary thumbnail, and still that way target the same people, stand out a bit more on search results. But for the most part, people will be looking for the flag's colors in the actual design, I would have thought. Niche down further, we can see that quite a few designs doing well at the top that have women in them. We've got a kids design right here, the typical dabbing stands, which can do really well. We can look into the culture a bit more and see what Jamaican people might be attracted to in terms of designs, in terms of shapes, silhouettes, animals, whatever it may be that you can cross niche the flag with to stand out a little bit more and be more unique, rather than just putting a flag on a shirt and it's saying Jamaica, which is very uncreative and probably has been done a million times. Check this niche out. Definitely a hot one at the moment, going to die off in about a week from now. So you've got a lot of traffic, a lot of attention coming to this over the next few days. And the biggest niche and the biggest trend at the moment by far is back to school. When I looked through some of the recent shirts that have been posted recently but started to sell, almost every second one was related to this niche. Back to school isn't just doing well right now, but it usually does well throughout the entire month of August, which I'm going to show you in a minute here with one of these top sellers as an example. And the great thing about back to school is, whilst it is obviously really competitive, it's been around for a while on Amazon, lots of people know about this, there is endless, and I honestly mean this now, endless possibilities of sub-niching, cross-niching. There is so many different people to target. There is different age groups of kids. There's different types of grades or types of schools they're in. You can target the teachers. You can target specific types of teachers. You can target other people that work at schools. Like anything that has to do with school opening back up is of interest. And you can see a lot of these designs also cross-niched with hobbies that kids might be interested in. Yeah, there's a million ways to sub-niche and cross-niche at the same time and target a more specific group that's still looking for t-shirts. A lot of these senior designs as well. Senior 2024, got 23 themed designs. This design style just doesn't seem to get old. The groovy fonts right here with the wave effect, that works really well across so many niches, and especially for the school or child niche. So check this one out. I'm probably going to post another trending niches video over the next week or two where I go into some more of the sub niches for this trend, but it isn't like, this is not about to die off. I'm just going to scroll up, take a look at one of these best sellers right here that's been around for a bit longer, which, yeah, this shows it really well. So if we take a look at last year, 2022, middle of July, this was already doing decent, but then the real drop happened. The real drop in BSR happened towards the end of July, which is where we are right now. And then throughout the entire month of August, this was sitting at a 50 KBSR. Even towards the middle or end of August, this was seeing some of the lowest BSRs right here. I think it is 40,000. Yeah, middle of August. And then this was still doing really well until it started to sort of drop off at the beginning of September. So this is a very powerful niche that sees a lot of volume for many weeks. So it's not to be ignored. If you're in the lower tiers, this is definitely one to try out. You need to niche down, like you can't be very broad because that's not going to get you anywhere. Don't just copy the best sellers either. And yeah, I mean, it's not impossible to make sales in this niche, because if we look through these results, there is a lot of designs that are from 2023 or 2022 that are doing well and are amongst some of the top selling designs right here. So 2023 again, 2023 right here. Do not copy this design style right here. That is way too close to the Nintendo Switch. That's enough talking about this niche. I'll go into it in another video with more sub niche ideas, but I hope you can get some sales with this trend. Trend number 3 is not much of a niche, but a bit of a design style or phrase that has been doing extremely well over the past few months, and I noticed it pop up more and more in many different niches recently. So this is the phrase "in my blank era," and you could fill in blank with many different things. As you can see right here, we've got "in my mama era," "in my cool aunt era," "in my engaged era." What else have we got? "In my speak now era," "in my lunch lady." So there is so many different ways to spin this design and just approach different niches, because this phrase seems to be really resonating with people of all kinds of different employments, of different ages. Like here we've got "in my 5th grade era," so it works for kids, it works for back to school as well. And it seems to be a pretty new phrase, because if we look at these designs, they're pretty much all posted in 2023, all posted fairly recently. Don't remember seeing this specific style last year, to be fair. So, I mean, most of them are targeted at women, I suppose, and they all have that groovy, wavy text design style, which I made a tutorial about recently. If you do want to learn how to do this in Adobe Illustrator, I recommend checking out that video, because I walk you through it step by step. Once again, I wouldn't say just copy "in my mama era." That's not the point of this video. I'm saying keep this phrase in the back of your mind, because whatever niche you're entering, you could probably use this phrase for that niche, and because it's such a new phrase, it is less likely that you'll have competition. And people definitely like the phrase, so you might be the first one to enter a niche of a specific job title, of a specific hobby, or a a character thing like being engaged, yeah, you're the first to market with this phrase. Therefore, you've got a head start, an advantage. If you start getting sales, you're more likely to get a design to sell really well with this strategy. So I wish you the best of luck. Apply this to your niches, and I hope you can get a lot of sales with this phrase. Next up, we've got cruises, and this topic is doing really well right now. It is a bit of an evergreen niche that can get sales all year round, but obviously in summer, there will be more people interested in taking cruises. And there's one interesting design right here where it says husband and wife cruising partners for life. So there, instead of taking a location or adding the year to the t-shirt, they've added family members, which is quite cool because you could also do it with someone who's engaged, an engaged couple. You could do it with girlfriend or boyfriend. Maybe it might not rhyme like this one. It says husband and wife cruising partners for life. With girlfriend and boyfriend, it doesn't rhyme, but you could think of some new ideas right there that involve family members in the design. You can do different locations. I noticed there's a few ones that say Alaska cruising together, which these don't have cruise ships in them, but maybe Alaska cruising is a sub niche. You would have to double check that on Google and with trademarks. I didn't check this beforehand. And also take a look at this shirt right here. So it says, "This is my cruising, drinking, relaxing shirt." So you don't have to design the traditional cruise ship, vintage sunset, text arched along the top and the bottom. You don't have to do that. You can just serve to people who are going on cruises with other funny t-shirt designs that they would still be interested in. And I hope you can utilize this trend to get some sales right now and potentially all year round. And then once your design has built up some reviews, you can do even better when this trend comes back around next summer. And another quick trend I noticed on Amazon merch right now is Leo. And this is related to astrology, to zodiac signs, star signs, whatever you want to call it. Leo lasts until the 23rd of August, I think. And the designs are typically something very detailed like this Leo Facts one right here. See another one born in August. We often see the associated animal. In this case, it's a lion. On these t-shirts, or something that is aimed at women. So here we've got a very colorful one. Here we've got a shape cloud design for Leo. Most of these shirts will probably sell to women because they're, well, more women are interested in astrology than men typically. So that's a quick hint right there for your target audience. And this is doing really well right now and will still be getting a decent amount of sales over the next few weeks. Here we go with the first Redbubble trend. This one is I love the smell of chlorine, which I thought was pretty interesting. Is trending right here at the moment, as you can tell by this arrow. And this phrase, I'm guessing it has to do with people who like swimming, or maybe people who are on holiday right now and they like getting up to the chlorine smell. Well, it is a jokingly designed, I suppose. But if you get up, go to the pool, this might be a funny shirt to wear on your vacation. And there's various different designs, mostly text-based. Some of them do have swimming silhouettes in them. Oh, this one's cool right here. I love the smell of coffee and chlorine in the morning. That is a nice way to spin this phrase and cross niche it in a very simple way, right? Coffee works with almost every niche, but in this case, this is the only design that I can see where they've put coffee and chlorine together. Very, very smart thinking, and something I'd recommend to you as well. Keep these sort of cross niche opportunities in the back of your mind, and for smaller trends like this, they're often a good way to stand out further. By the way, only 27 results, very, very small micro niche or micro trend right now on Redbubble. Next up, we've got Do Not Be Conformed, which is even smaller with only 23 results. And this is, I believe, a verse from the Bible, because some of these designs have the word God written in them, like this sticker right here in very, very large letters, which is a good design practice, right? A lot of people who are looking through Bible verses or looking for them will be drawn to designs that say God in there. And this one is quite over the top, where the word God is like way, way bigger than everything else in the design. And the rest of the text is a bit small and hard to read, although there is a lot of text in this sticker, and it is really hard to lay this out in an interesting way that's easy to read. So I suppose this person did do a good job. Definitely an interesting niche, not a lot of competition. A lot of these designs do look very horrible. This is a good example of what not to do. You know, this person's got a background image, a photograph behind their text. And then the product color is very, very vibrant green, which I wouldn't recommend doing that either. If you are choosing product colors, make sure they're a bit more muted, a bit more pastel. Most people don't want a, you know, bright green tote bag, I would have guessed. Maybe in some niches they would, but in this one I probably think they wouldn't. And it also doesn't suit your design, so try and find a more pastel-y color that actually suits your design, and take off the background image ideally. So yeah, hope those tips help you with this trend and your other designs that you're going to create. And let's move on to the next niche. Moving on from that, we've got a really fun one. This one says support your local barista. 80 results, still a very small niche on Redbubble, currently trending, as you can see right there. And the designs in this look really, really cool in my opinion. So we've got this sort of radial circle design right here with very simple silhouettes. Looks really cool. Also this color scheme, the variation of it, very, very nice. Definitely suits coffee. It's sort of a bit of a dark green, is it? And then this light brown color, really, really cool, works well. I like this heart as well, where the text is sort of warped in the shape of the heart. Now this says all you need is coffee, so it doesn't actually match the phrase right here, but obviously with this search term you will want to add coffee, caffeine, things like that to your listing. Anything that you can get at a coffee shop, essentially, unless it's branded, you would want to add somewhere in your listing, at least in your tags. Right here, support your local barista. This type of design is probably not as attractive as the stickers at the top, I would say, because most people wouldn't want to wear a person, I don't think, on their t-shirt. And I also think this sort of stripy, whatever it is behind the person, doesn't look too attractive. This is maybe a slightly better variation of that design, but still. Also the font is quite hard to read. Support your local barista. So they've gone with this sort of groovy font, but I think in this case the font itself is, yeah, it is quite hard to read, especially your local, right? That's so small on the shirt. So yeah, besides that, I can't say much else about this niche. Some simple text designs that look quite nice as well, but a bit boring for someone who likes coffee, I suppose. I'm sticking to these top ones. In my opinion, they look the best, and they would also work on a t-shirt quite well, in my opinion. And niche number, I actually didn't count, so I don't know. We've got Ilo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is a city in the Philippines, and this is trending for some reason. Only 107 results, by the way, and I checked Google for the population of this city, and it's 500,000, so it's not a small one. It is in the Philippines though, so I think probably the target audience here is people who move to the US, who live in the US from the Philippines, and they might miss their hometown, or they might like this city a lot, and then they get gifts, or they want to buy something themselves to represent that love of Ilo. And I do really like this first design right here, even though it's really simple. It's just a nice heart and a nice sort of pink color with a black script font, but the font is really bold and very attractive. Quite simple, right? But it does the job. It looks really, really nice. It's easy to read, even when it's in a small scale, and you could use that same design template and you could also scale it out to many different cities if you wanted to. So yeah, interesting niche. You're going to see a lot of blue, red and white as well, because that suits the Philippine flag. That's something to consider as well if you want to create designs for this niche. Definitely an interesting trend, quite a small one that doesn't have many results on here, and probably won't have many results on other platforms either. So give it a try, and I hope you can get some sales. If you want to learn how to find new and emerging trends on Amazon merch, make sure to check out this video next, where I show you my method for finding the trends for these exact videos.